Cowboy fans and YouTubers? This is VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and they're a little therapeutic. So, after days of contemplation, after the second preseason game for us, I just wish that we had less injuries to report, which unfortunately is part of the game. Thankfully, only one major injury came out of that game. Neville Gallimore, expected out anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what source you're going with. A hyperextended elbow, hitting it off his teammate Basham, and a Cardinal got it squashed in between. But hopefully he has a great recovery rate and he'll be back in time for second game of the season at best, because there's 10 days between Tampa Bay and the Chargers, so he should hopefully be back in time. What that will help is anybody who was in line behind him get a little more playing time, a little more action, some time for us to gauge what they can do as a starter. Malik Turner, he was pretty much playing between him and Semi Fehoko, looking at possibly the 5th wide receiver position. Now it looks like it's going to be more than likely Noah Brown and Cedric Wilson will take those last spots on the roster anyway. But him and Fehoko had a shot at possibly making the Cowboys rethink how many wide receivers they'll take, or possibly knock one of the two off. But now it's probably not going to happen, even though they both flashed this preseason and in training camp. So with his little injury, it's going to make them emphasize a little bit more on Fehoko, see what he's got, and these two will probably definitely make the practice squad. Stash him away. Ty Nsekhe, he went into the game with a knee injury, and he came out with a knee injury. So it's not like he was playing all-pro anyway, but, you know, behind him is not the best in reserve tackles already on the squad. Mitch Hyatt's already on IR, and Brandon Knight has not looked good so far this year. He's looked like he's regressed, like I said, at the Hall of Fame game. Terrence Steele, surprisingly, was not much of a liability this time. It seems to be that left side of the line that's crazy when they go behind depth. Who else? Sean McKeon, the third tight end. He pretty much had that spot sewn up, but now that he's hurt, it looks like it's going to be Jeremy Sprinkle time. He's more of a blocking tight end than a playmaker up the field, so he'll probably hold on to the third tight end spot while they recover Sean. So we'll have to see what they're going to do, trot out 2 tight ends a week or go 3 until he's healthy as a playmaker like Schultz and Jarwin. Let's see. Gallimore, Nsekhe, Turner. Yeah, that's like all the major stuff we really had injury-wise. Some guys got nicked up, but hopefully, you know, everybody has a good recovery, and it's not really going to halt their growth this offseason. So we'll have to see. Next up, good, bad, and the ugly. Good, we finally scored a touchdown in preseason. Yay! From Ben DiNucci, of all people. There's some things that are definitely better than that, like the running backs. The running back room is crazy. I don't know where they find these guys, but they all want it. Jeez. You had Rico Dowd was playing pretty well until he put the ball on the ground, and Dixon, and there's another guy. Those guys play like they want to be on a team, and I'll give them props for that because they run hard. Let's see. Linebackers, for the most part, Neal, Parsons again, Cox, all look great. The rest of the guys we'll talk about in the rest of this series. Field goal kicking from a punter, definitely an improvement. So that's great. All right, the bad, again, line depth, offensive and defensive. If our starters start going down, injury or any other reason, it's not looking good. Backup center is a problem. Defensive tackle is a problem because some of these guys only play 3 tech. So when they're told to like move over, play some 1 tech, or move a little bit out of position, these guys are starting to be blown out of plays, a lack of a better term. They're definitely showing why they're backups, unfortunately, but still stuff they can improve on, thankfully, this offseason. So that's a plus side to the bad. Ugly, Jalen Smith. I'm not going to bash on the guy because when looking at the play, it looks like he was supposed to play contain on the quarterback. But if you are side by side with LVE, you know that you're the last linebacker on that side of the field. When that running back comes out and into the flat, that's your duty to pick him up. Let LVE switch over to the quarterback. Y'all all have a function, and a lack of communication worked against y'all there where y'all should have been able to switch your man. Because it's obvious y'all both saw the play starting to form and y'all were all a tad late. It's something that can be corrected, hopefully. And you just see that the directional speed, the cutting back and everything from Jalen is just not there. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's still drop foot, it's still a knee injury. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's playing a little on his mental, but he's definitely showing that he's just not getting it all together right now. I don't know if it's something he can improve on and can get better at after all this time, because he's been going on a downward trend the last couple of years on missing some plays. Now, he's had some plays and he's missed some plays. The bad outweigh the good, unfortunately. But, yeah. Another part of the ugly, Kelvin Joseph getting caught a couple times, but that's a rookie. That's rookie mistakes. That's what it's there for. Trayvon Diggs didn't have this last year because of the COVID. So getting the trial by fire now in these preseason games is a great way for him to learn. Him and Nashawn Wright look like they can be playmakers. It's going to be great. Hopefully they take somebody's spot because they definitely look hungry and they want it. And these trial by fires are definitely helping them get in that rhythm of some of these guys are going to push off. Some of these guys are going to be better than you just on their skill and technique on how they get open. So it's stuff they can work on, and I can't wait to see the improvement. But that's my couple of observations for the game against Arizona. Tomorrow is cut down day. We have to cut down to 85 players. Unfortunately, with the injuries, it's going to make it a little harder to figure out, because some of these guys are going to have to stay for preseason, basically, practices and everything. Until these guys get healthy and get back on the field, you can't cut certain guys that you wanted to. Come the final cutoff, you can't even put these guys on IR and get them back during the season until they make the final roster. So it's going to be a tough situation where some of these guys that we have grown to like in the preseason, who look like they want it and they're hungry, they're going to lose their jobs because they're odd men out in a position that just has an abundance of players. Hines was the last player that was injured. But again, you're going to have to keep a linebacker because you're losing depth. You're going to have to keep tight ends because you're losing depth. Wide receivers, possibly, but you have more wide receivers and running backs that you can let go than anything. Corners, you can actually let go as well. So it's going to be a numbers crunch between today and tomorrow. We'll see who they let go. They're definitely going to keep an eye out on the blocks to see who gets released from other teams, to see if there's a chance to pick up somebody better and improve our team, or if somebody had an eye out on somebody this whole time that they wanted and now they're available, they'll go for it. So we'll have to see. But I don't want to hold up any more of your time today. We're back to seeing Dak in practice. They'll take him day by day. He's going to be on a pitch count, definitely. He might get a series or two, maybe against Houston for the dress rehearsal game. We'll have to see if he's throwing leading up to the game and in pregame. They'll probably put him in for a snap or two, but, you know, nothing big, just to get something under his feet in game action, and we'll have to see where it goes from there. But thanks again for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. If anything else happens, we'll talk about it. Until the next video, I'll see you then. The Dallas Cowboy fan,